When I started, I didn't think that I had to have employees. I thought, oh, I'm just good by myself. And I was that person that you're talking about. And so it was really interesting because I literally learned everything in the field as I was going along. Oh my goodness, now I have too many clients and now I need to hire somebody to help me. And so finding that perfect point in order to expand was huge for me. And so there was just a lot of going back and forth and going through performance matrices and balancing how many clients I had, and trying to figure out, okay, how can I give the very best work and services that this client needs without completely killing myself, because working 20-hour days every day is not going to work, because I started to really just find myself exhausted, and then I couldn't even perform to the level that I would be happy with. And so finally bringing on that first employee was a really exciting time for me. And the best thing that I did was hire a bookkeeper, because I'm not math savvy, and I don't enjoy sitting behind a computer and taking care of all of the payroll and the legal aspect of everything. There's a lot of paperwork that you have to go through and stay on top of too when you have a new employee. And so in order for me to fulfill my biggest desire as an entrepreneur, and that was loving my work, I figured out that in order to love my work, I needed to not do the things that I was not necessarily gifted at. And that was controlling the books and taking care of all the legal aspects. So I absolutely love having employees because I find myself, again, energized by people. And so having the bookkeeper to take care of all that other stuff for me was such a huge relief. I could then just focus on my employees and the joy that they brought me, and how well we work together and how we collaborate and all of those fun things. Staff meetings, I absolutely love staff meetings. I love bringing treats. I love having little devotionals, getting our days started off on the right foot. And so that is the part that really made me excited. And so one of the best things that I've ever done as an entrepreneur is hire my bookkeeper. She's the best thing that ever happened to me, and I would be lost without her. But that is how I found that balance of bringing on those new employees without dying.
Nettie, are those 3 employees that you have, are they full-time?
Yes.
Okay, and
yes.
Where did you find them?
Well, actually, all of the connections that I've had, a lot of them I went to school with or met through PRSA even. And so just having those connections has helped me to be able to find the best employees, people that I trust, and people that I want to be able to represent our company in the best light possible. And so hiring people that I know, or at least I know through other people, has been just wonderful, probably the best thing ever. But just connections and networking is huge in PR. So I would encourage you guys to just continue to network, get to know people, expand those networks right now while you can. Get on LinkedIn, make sure your profile is always up to date. Continue to build your resume, and if you have anything that is risque or could possibly be looked at poorly by an employer, I'd say get that off of any social media that you have, because it is amazing what we can find as employers doing our research, and what we can find even though you have certain things blocked, that we can see certain pictures and we can find out what you're saying on Twitter. And if what you say just in one little instance doesn't reflect what we believe, then that could affect you being hired.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's so hard.
I hate it, and I don't even want to like it. And I don't even want to be good at it. Not even going to try. Ever. My brain has, a finite amount of space, and that space is going to be filled with happy things. So, there's some folks that have spent some time in my office, and they will tell you, Holly is not a manager. I do not manage, and I'm a leader. I'm a leader. And there's a big difference there. Now, can I manage? Yes. When I was in the political job, I managed, and I did well. That's when I learned I could manage. Good, great, done. So in terms of bookkeeping and keeping me out of trouble, Jerry Duncan's my partner. He's actually in the back. And Jerry Duncan for those of you who may or may not know him, he was a city councilman for the city of Fresno for 8 years. And Jerry actually was my mentor, which was another question. And Jerry and I ended up going into business together. So Jerry handles all of that. And it still blows my mind every day, the things that I'm learning of all the business stuff in California, and it's horrible. It's horrible. But Jerry's used to it, so it doesn't freak him out as much. I get frustrated, and you know, just the posters you're supposed to have on your, it's like, forget art. No art. There's just all these disclosures all over the entire place, you know.
They're not pretty posters. That's
They're
true.
not.
They could have made them pretty.
It's just, it's unbelievable. So, so Jerry handles that. When we get to a point to where we have, you know, more than 5 people in the office, I've got to have somebody managing, and you know, somebody managing full time. And I actually brought somebody on full time that came as an intern from Betsy, Susan Zhang. And she went through 2 internships with me, and I just told her, I said, if you don't have a job lined up, ready to go to, I would love for you to stay, because you know, she wanted to learn everything that she could, and she, you know, was somebody that I could really see going on in the PR industry. So she did, so I brought her on full time, and then another one as well, Jamie, went through 2 internships, and he just was gonna take a job that he didn't like, and I said, no, don't do that. You know, don't do that. You need to love what you do. So I created a position for him as well. But whenever I get to a point where there's really, you know, really more than 3, but definitely 5 and above, I need somebody there full-time that manages all that. Because I want to come in and be a leader. I don't want to be a manager.